Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Bo back again, hopping on some Country Returns HD to talk about all of the Bananza stuff going on. So, first things first, the game is leaked. We'll talk more in depth about that, but the game is out there in the wild, which means we are going to start seeing a lot of spoilers online. But also, this morning, we got a ton of interviews that actually revealed who, like, the key development staff is. We know the producer of the game, the director of the game, and it kind of gives us some more insights on if this is truly like the core 3D Mario team, or if there is still some room for that 3D Mario we're all dreaming of in the near future. Really appreciate the support on the past couple of videos. I've been trying this new format. You all seem to like it, so we will carry on here. I did get a comment yesterday after talking about my Jamboree completionist spree. Someone was like, Bo, have you done 200% Donkey Kong Country Returns? No, I haven't, which is why we're playing Donkey Kong Country Returns HD right now. So I finished the game. I did modern mode because I didn't feel like, pulling my hair out while playing it. But I did not 200% it, so maybe over the next couple of days we'll try to do that before Bananza comes out, which as of today is out in a week, which is so exciting. I really kind of can't believe it's already here. Like, it feels unreal, frankly, that we just got Mario Kart World in my mind, and now we're already talking about like, oh, the next main Nintendo Switch 2 game is coming. So very exciting stuff. We'll definitely be playing that and doing some videos on it when it releases next week. But before we do anything, I do want to show this. So this popped up on Reddit 2 days ago. This person said, I'm a good person, and they posted an image of presumably their back room wherever they work. Let's say it's a Best Buy, a Walmart, whatever, Targets, and stores are starting to receive their shipments of Donkey Kong Bananza, which that in of itself doesn't mean, oh, the game's leaked, there are spoilers out there, the game has been dumped or whatever, but it does mean that we are going to start seeing leaks very soon, especially because this was actually 2 days ago. So at this point, I would say, based on past experience with this stuff, it's pretty likely someone's already playing the game, and while the Switch 2 isn't hacked or anything yet, we are going to start seeing spoilers here in the very, very near future. Unfortunately, we don't get a good look at the back of the box here. I wish we did. Wanted to also make this video as like a PSA, like, hey, if you're really worried about spoilers for Bananza, might be time to go shadow mode. Might be time to, avoid the internets, avoid social media, because it's going to start happening in the very, very near future. I would say, what's today? Thursday? By Sunday, we're going to start seeing some spoilers for this game from people that get it early through shady business in the back rooms of retail stores here. So wanted to just say that, a little PSA. If you want to avoid Bananza spoilers, now is the time to log off and mute any keywords on whatever platforms you use. I know getting 200% in returns is like hard, but do you have to do time attack on everything and mirror mode on everything, and also get all the puzzle pieces in all of these modes, or is it just like you have to get the puzzle pieces in one mode? I've never 100% of this game or 200% of this game on any platform. I played it on Wii, I played it on 3DS. Probably not something I'm actually going to finish, right? I gotta get the gold par on this one. On stage 1 here. All right, there's my first mess up. Although here's the thing, I'm doing master mode Breath of the Wild right now. Maybe I should be doing like the classic mode for Country Returns here. Got to do the true hard experience. Give me my Diddy Kong. I need I need Diddy here if I'm gonna do this. Okay, we're already lost the gold. Okay, we got the bronze. Not really what we're going for here. Let's try that again. Thanks. Still got silver. That's pretty tough, huh? Oh, I missed it by 1 second. 1 second off. Oh my goodness, off by like a few milliseconds. Are you serious? I didn't think they're gonna make it this like tight for the first level. Oh my god, is this game a nightmare? I think that might be it. I didn't even see the timer at the end. Please, for the love of God. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is way tighter than I expected. I didn't think for level 1 it would already be difficult. Maybe I'm missing some crazy movement tech. I don't know. I mean, you really have to like get your momentum and your jumps right and make sure you're jumping on the enemy at the right time to get that, forward momentum. This game might be the devil. I can't believe I just struggled on level 1. Lord, oh my goodness. Oh, wow. I don't know about this game. I don't know if I'm 200%ing this by the time Bananza comes out. Good lord. But yeah, I really wanted to talk about some of the Bananza interviews we got today. IGN, The Verge, Rolling Stone. They all did a bunch of interviews with the development team behind Donkey Kong Bananza, and we did learn some new things. So first things first, and I already saw some people like dooming over this. Bananza, like Mario Kart World, was initially planned for Switch 1. I'm reading from Nintendo Life here, but they're taking from the IGN interview. So yeah, they talk about basically how they're using the voxel technology that they use in one of the levels in Mario Odyssey, and how this project basically did start on Switch 1. And people are freaking out, being like, oh my goodness, this is such bad news. Oh, we're never going to get a true Switch 2 game, because Mario Kart World was similar in that it started as a Switch 1 project. I have to assume this is people that don't really know how this stuff works. It is very rare that in the early days of a new console, you're going to see software that was actually developed entirely for it, especially when it is something like a 3D platformer. I think of upcoming stuff that we don't know about, but we kind of know about. Like, let's say Monolith Soft's new RPG. That's going to be like a big showpiece Switch 2 game. I promise you that started development on Switch 1. We're going to see this for basically every game, probably until like 2027, maybe even like 2028. There will be a couple exceptions, obviously, like Welcome Tour wouldn't have been started on Switch 1, but like Luigi's Mansion 4, that was almost certainly at some point a Switch 1 game, not necessarily in that they were intending to release it on Switch 1, but because they didn't have finalized dev kits yet until like 2022, 2023, naturally, these projects would have started as Switch 1 games. And the perfect example of this, talking about Luigi's Mansion 3, Next Level Games has openly stated started as a Wii U game. That game released 2.5 years after the Switch released. So if a game in late 2019 was originally a Wii U game, yeah, get used to it. This is just how these things go. We're gonna see a lot of Switch 2 software that actually started on Switch 1, and there's nothing wrong with that. I see people dooming about Bananza, and that's like, oh, the game's being held back because it was a Switch 1 game. I don't really think that's an issue, and it's certainly going to be the case for most things. This is how it always is. The issue now, I guess, and why it might feel like a bigger deal than it used to is because development timelines are so much longer. So before, you would have a 3D Zelda game made in like 3 years or whatever. Now it's 7 years. But even like that, like the next 3D Zelda game, at some point, at some like very base level, that was probably being toyed around with when Switch 1, you know, very early ideas kind of just being thrown into an engine. So this, in my opinion, is not bad news. It's just the expected news. And I think we'll see this for basically everything. Maybe Kirby Air Riders would it have been, because that seemingly has a shorter development cycle. So maybe Sakurai, when he started working on it, he had those dev kits. But for a lot of first-party Nintendo games, get used to seeing this for the next year or two of just like, this was planned for Switch 1. Even Duskblood's next year. Miyazaki already said that game was originally a Switch 1 game. So get used to seeing this. It does not mean anything bad. It just means, yeah, it started on Switch 1. Kind of obvious, in my opinion. But what is definitely the more important thing here is that we now know who the director and producer of Bananza is. And this has been the debate, the internal war between DK and Mario fans, because we've been trying to figure out, okay, who is actually making this game, and does it mean we're not getting a 3D Mario in the next couple of years? So, once again, reading from Nintendo Life, but they took it from the IGN interview. I just took from their articles, because, you know, they have them all shortened like that. So, we know now that the game's producer is Kenta Motokura, who is actually the director of Mario Odyssey. He's now producing Donkey Kong Bananza, and Kazuya Takahashi is serving as the game's director. Now, I was not familiar with this person. I did not know who Kazuya Takahashi was. If you go over to his Moby Games page here, he has an interesting background in that he is a new Nintendo employee. He joined the company in 2020, so very new to the Nintendo staff. He came from Square Enix and Luminous. He worked on Final Fantasy 15. In fact, he was actually the director of the Comrades multiplayer mode for Final Fantasy 15. So this is a weird guy. You know, this is a weird guy Nintendo scooped up and then immediately put him on a Donkey Kong game as director. Very interesting. It doesn't necessarily, like, you know, make me waver in my confidence in Bananza. I'm sure it's going to be a great game. I'm not going to sit here and say, like, oh, this guy's cooking. Like, this guy knows he has this crazy great background. I mean, he worked on Sonic 4 Episode 2. So I don't know if he has the most experience with a 3D platformer on the caliber of, you know, what we're expecting from Bananza and the 3D Mario team, but I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, that one kind of surprising. He had a special thanks in Forspoken. Oh joy. But with this new guy being the director of the game and then the Odyssey director just producing it, I don't necessarily want to say it makes it likelier that we're going to get something 3D Mario related, but I feel like it does at least paint the picture that we've kind of been, you know, expecting of. This is a game being mostly led by younger staff. Now, in the IGN interview, I want to say they talk about how it is mostly like a lot of like the core team that worked on Odyssey is working on this. And, you know, that's what they've said at preview events and things like that. So not unexpected. I've been long preaching the theory that NST is like the lead developer because they worked on Bowser's Fury. But if you look at the timeline here, and if he joined the company, I know I just missed that Kong letter, by the way. If he joined the company in 2020, let's say that 2017 Mario Odyssey wraps, right? They finished development on that. And then after finishing Mario Odyssey, they help NST with Bowser's Fury. That came out in 2021. And then around 2020, they start ramping up on Bananza. I'm of two minds on this. I mean, it could be that they do have another section of this team and more of the senior staff working on the next 3D Mario game. Koizumi is one that, I mean, he didn't direct Odyssey, obviously. I think the last game he directed would have been Galaxy, I want to say. God damn it, I missed it again. But with some of the senior staff missing or just in more like producer roles, it does kind of give me some hope that they are actually working on a 3D Mario game. Now, how far along would that be? Maybe not quite as far as I was hoping for. I was saying like, oh, maybe we get 3D Mario in the next year or so. I don't know about that. We'll have to wait and really see what the credits look like for Bananza, like even just like all the literally like the core staff is beyond just the director and producer and stuff to really make that judgment. The hope is that new director and Odyssey producer on Bananza, and then someone like Koizumi maybe going back into the saddle and doing a new 3D Mario game, or, you know, someone else more senior to the company working on that, because it doesn't feel right to me that you would take your 3D Mario team, the team that just made a game that sold 30 million copies, and put them on Donkey Kong. Nothing against Donkey Kong. Nothing against Donkey Kong. I think Bananza has a very high ceiling for what it could end up selling, but that's still just like from a business standpoint, it feels very strange to me. I'm hoping that 3D Mario's cooking. I'm hoping they have their more senior staff on it, right? And we'll see that in the next, I don't know, 2 years. I was saying next year originally. I think that's probably too soon. I think next year we're looking at like what, Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion 4, and I don't know what else. I mean, I know a lot of people want Ocarina of Time remake. That could be next year. I don't even know who'd be making it. Maybe EPD3 would go in Ocarina of Time, but that feels weird to me. You know, to put the core Zelda team on a remake like that. Oh, that's interesting. You can get the puzzle pieces in these levels. Does that mean the Kong pieces are also like carryover, or do I need to get the Kong pieces all again? I can't remember, because I didn't get all the Kong pieces in every level. I don't think. Maybe I did. This game only came out back in January, but I already forget like everything about it. How do I get that? No. Oh, I got it. Let me into the cannon, please. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. I mean, do you think that Bananza is it, and we're not getting like a 3D Mario in the near future, or do you think that we will get 3D Mario and it is going to be like the senior staff, like I'm saying here? Thank goodness I didn't have too much trouble with that level on mirror mode. Although, okay, so you get the Kong letters backwards. I guess you need to get all those again. And do I need to get the puzzle pieces, like for the mirror mode, or is that like the same pool? Because if I can do this on the regular where I have 3 hearts, I'm obviously going to do that. This game might be more of a beast 200% than I thought. But yeah, I mean, just talking about Bananza in general before we close off the video, I cannot wait for this game. Like I said it earlier, it's out in a week now, so only 7 days. I'm so excited for it. I might like end up pre-ordering it digitally, like on the Japanese eShop, so I can get it a day early. So for me, that would mean it's out in 6 days. Probably not worth it, but maybe worth it. I've been watching someone else play through Mario Odyssey for the first time and just kind of like reliving that experience through him. And Odyssey is so good. Like we have not had a game on that caliber of like a 3D platformer since Odyssey came out. And I don't know if Bananza is going to quite reach those heights, but I think it might even exceed them in some ways. Maybe, you know, not quite exceed them in certain other areas. But either way, I know Bananza is going to be a banger. I cannot wait to play it and do some videos for you all next week. I don't know if it'll be Nintendo's Game of the Year. I mean, I guess with the background that this team has, and certainly it should be in contention. I'm really excited for Kirby Air Riders, though. Just seeing Sakurai unleashed, unbound from Smash Bros. Finally. I feel like Kirby Air Riders, people are sleeping on it. I know we haven't seen it, but I feel like people are sleeping on that game. I really, really cannot wait for that. But yeah, Bananza is going to be a lot of fun. Going to try and 200% this nightmare of a game before then with its janky hitboxes from Forever Entertainment within the next couple of days. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Subscribe here for more. And until next time, peace.